SEC, and we've got a top 25 matchup. Game 2 between Florida and South Carolina. And man, the Florida Gators are coming in with some momentum after Game 1 last night. It was all Gators. And talk about Keegan Rothrock, who's become their veteran and their ace in the circle. She threw her third career no-hitter and didn't even know it until her teammates told her after the game, and Florida was able to no-hit South Carolina and get the win. Courtney Lau alongside two-time National Player of the Year, Olympic bronze medalist Danielle Laurie. And how much momentum does that give Florida heading into Game 2 today?
Yeah, I think with how much is out there for hitters and analytics and all the data, when you see a no-no, it is a big deal. So I think for Florida to continue to use that momentum really is important, and it's something that you're probably going to see. You saw the excitement on her teammates' faces. It's a big deal, and it was cool to witness, especially from here in the booth.
We saw the excitement on her face when they told her that she did it. The headline this year for Florida has been the offense. It's been so good, one of the best in the nation. And Townsend Thomas, who is a young player, she was so spicy at the plate.
And I love it. She's just made such an impact since she's entered being a Florida Gator, and she's someone that can drop the bunt and then also go yard, and this is from the 4 spot. But the highlight for me was this Jamie McKay hit where she was able to go get it, track the wall. I mean, she fell, and it's just so key in that moment with a no-hitter. The ball does not touch the ground, and you see the offensive ranks for these Florida Gators, not too shabby if you ask me.
So Florida's offense, Florida's defense working hard yesterday. If you're South Carolina, look, obviously your offense wasn't there. But to start that game, I thought South Carolina's pitching was pretty good.
And I think to me that's kind of really been the one thing that has been something that they've continued to count on week in and week out. They kind of have a little bit of a three-headed monster with Neely Lamb and Friedel, and Jory Hurd is kind of that ace that they can bring in at any time. And good opportunity here for Neely Lamb to be able to set the tone and almost kind of reset from yesterday.
So Florida will step in now. Obviously, as the visitor, they'll grab their bats first, and they will be looking for their 5th SEC Series win of the season if they can do it here today against South Carolina. And Taylor Shoemaker is going to lead off. You look, usually at the top of the South Carolina order, it's Shoemaker, Erickson, Cahalan. 2 of the 3 I just listed are hitting over 400, but Shoemaker looked a little different yesterday.
She did. I think Jory Hurd kind of had her on her toes. And that first inning too, right? I know I almost say this every game, but it's about establishing the strike zone. And I think that also goes for the hitter. And that's one thing you can say about this Florida team. They are very dedicated to what that strike zone is. They don't steer away from it too much.
Shoemaker was last year's National Freshman of the Year. And yesterday in Game 1, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Very atypical for her. I think just the second time, I went and looked it up, just the second time she's gone 0 for 4 in a game this season. Oh, 2 balls and a strike to Shoemaker. Make it a 2-2 thanks to Neely Lamb. And we got to see Neely Lamb a little bit yesterday.
Yep. Yeah, she had came in and just struggled a little bit. I think with just the command of what she could get for a strike had originally hurt her. But Jory Hurd came in, and it's funny because as the game continued to go on, it felt like it was more than a 1-run ball game for a lot of the game. Right. But it really was a 1-run difference until stuff started to kind of get out of hand in that 5th inning. But for me, it's remembering that piece as a pitcher heading into today, the success that they were able to have. Going back and watching some video on that, I know that at times, you know, is a key piece for a pitcher to be able to see the misses and the success that they have in the circle and swings and misses. Hey, I want to toot my own horn. I want to see some swings and misses, which you don't get to see at times a lot of these days with how much hitting is just continuing to advance.
There's a full count coming to Shoemaker. And you saw Jory Hurd in the dugout. I mean, traditionally this season, wouldn't be surprised if we were to see her again today, as South Carolina has used that all hands on deck kind of approach with their bullpen, with their pitchers.
And I think they have to be very strategic about it. She's someone that knows that high leverage reliever type role at times. We've seen her start some games.
Shoemaker, hard hit ball at Carly Shelton. But hey, that's a pretty good AB for Taylor Shoemaker after striking out twice yesterday.
Yeah, that was Saw a lot of pitches. I mean, 8 pitches in an at-bat, I think, is important. It kind of ignites some confidence into the rest of your team. But I will say lead-outs is a really big thing for South Carolina. Coach Chastain Woodard mentioned it before the game, and that's one thing she was impressed with, was 5 of the 7 innings were those lead-outs. You eliminate a lot of damage when you are able to get the lead-off hitter.
Well, now Neely Lamb's got one of the best hitters in the nation, Jocelyn Erickson, who smacked a double off the wall yesterday. She is top 10 in the nation in home run and RBI. Hits a cool 427 on the season.
Well, and she just always has this like calm demeanor and this presence that, you know, she's playing first base today, but she's rock solid behind the plate. Like that steadiness, I think, is important to be able to have in a battery mate. Kind of gives you just that like calm feeling, because I know as pitchers we have our moments where we can be all over the place a little bit. So to have someone behind there that can calm the nerves, get you going.
And Lamb throws in the first strike. It's 3 balls and a strike to Erickson.
That's a great pitch, 3-0. And I mean, 40% of the time she's going up. She has that curveball at 14, the screwball she'll mix in at 10%, but 22% of the time she's going with that changeup. That's tends to be one of those pitches that you will see for South Carolina that they all have the understanding of commanding, especially when it comes to those hitters counts, right? Like a hitter wants to crush a 3-1, a 2-1, a 2-0, a 3-0.
Erickson in foul territory, and Heath can't get there. We welcome those of you watching Alabama-Auburn. We'll bring you over to Columbia, South Carolina now for Game 2 of the series between Florida and South Carolina. Courtney Lau alongside 2-time National Player of the Year, Olympic bronze medalist Danielle Laurie. And last night, Danielle, we got to see a little history, didn't we? A no-hitter by Keegan Rothrock, her 3rd of her career. And now Florida's trying to take the series for the 5th time in SEC play. A slow roller off the bat to Natalie Heath at 3rd. Retires Jocelyn Erickson. It's 2 down.
Well, and no-hitters just don't happen as much. And we've seen Keegan Rothrock throw 2 in non-conference, but that's her first in the SEC. It is hard in the SEC in general, but to be able to go and do what she did, it is incredible. And it's kind of one of those pinch me moments, especially as an analyst. And you just don't see it happen as much. And I had to reiterate that to her down in the dugout. I'm like, that was a really cool thing for me to be able to watch you do that. Like, you should be so proud.
Kinley Cahalan liked the first pitch out to the gap, hopping into the glove of Jamie McKay, and the Gators have their first base runner of the afternoon.
And this is a really good job. Cahalan goes down to get it, excuse me, but it's McKay and Wright that she's able to go and glove this up. This gets by her. That's a double with the speed of Cahalan. So you love to see it.
Townsend Thomas was the offensive firepower that Florida needed yesterday. I think she did a little bit of everything at the plate, including from the 4 spot, Danielle, leading off the inning on the first pitch, just dropping down a bunt.
Well, and that's one of the things that I had mentioned to Coach Walton as soon as I was in the dugout. I was like, that's almost like not fair, right? Like someone in the 4 spot just dropping the bunt with that speed up the line, and then her next at bat just goes yard, oppo taco.
Shea Anderson to second, and that is out number 3. So Florida gets a hit, but can't bring it around. Scoreless. We'll see South Carolina when we come back.
SEC Softball is presented by T-Mobile, America's best network.
Well, last night here in Columbia, Florida sent Keegan Rothrock to the circle. She threw a no-hitter. Today, it's Caitlin Oxley's turn.
Yeah, and I watched that midweek game with Madison Shipman and Matt Schumacher on it against USF, and it was probably the best that I've seen Caitlin Oxley throw all year. She just had such a good spread of pitches, and it'd be cool to see her try to bring that into today's game against the Gamecocks.
A Gamecock crew that was no hit yesterday. Quincy Lilio is their best hitter when it comes to average. She's at the top of the order. How does this South Carolina team get going? I mean, how do you rebound after not getting hit last night?
I think that Lilio is a huge piece of that. I think she's someone that really has to spark something and ignite this team one way or another.
Lilio looking for grass, won't find it because Taylor Shoemaker is there. You mentioned Wednesday, and this was Caitlin Oxley just working hard. She had 5 strikeouts against USF.
Yeah, and 3 of them came off of the changeup. She just does such a good job with that, like, deception, and then with that screwball. And that's why I think that this is kind of a good opportunity for her today, because there's really only 2 left-handed hitters in the lineup. Everyone else is a right-handed hitter, which means she can really own that inner half and establish kind of the heat on the hands mentality for a pitcher. And it was really good to see her throw as well as she did on that Wednesday night game.
And those 2 left-handed hitters you mentioned are right at the top of the order. She just retired one of them. Here's Carly Shelton, the other. And Jocelyn Erickson going into the net makes the grab. Playing at first today. Will rotate between first and catcher for the Gators game by game.
And someone that I think really has just continued to excel at first base. I love watching Jocelyn Erickson play first base. We didn't see it a whole lot last year because she caught so much, but now with the help of Wesolowski behind the dish, it allows for her to be out there and play first and kind of be in her pitcher's ear in a different way. But you love to see it. I know they had mentioned this on the broadcast last week, and I was hearing Alicia Ocasio just talk about Jocelyn Erickson and the defense and the attention to detail on that piece. So it's cool to see her having success over there at first.
Ariana Rhodey gets hit by that pitch, and she will take her base. Now look, last night South Carolina had opportunities because, was it 4 or 5 times that Keegan Rothrock walked the leadoff in the inning? I think it was 4.
It was 4 times, and uncharacteristically, right? Like, that's definitely not something, but I wanted them to get fired up, right?
Yeah.
Like I said to you, it didn't feel like it was a 1-0 ball game, but when you get a leadoff walk, like, you have to find a way to manufacture something. Like, where's the energy? How are we going to put her over on second base and try to get 2 good at-bats to score a run? I think that is the difference maker right now for South Carolina. They're great when it comes to pitching, and you can count on that, but having a tough time when it comes to just clutch at bats.
Well, even too, I mean, I know there's 2 outs right now, but you get a hit by a pitch, you get a batter on, like, Jamie McKay's got to back her up, right?
And Jamie McKay has been one of the hottest hitters and probably my favorite hitter in the lineup besides an Ariana Rhodey, with just her late season success. Even though it doesn't feel late, it's like she didn't really have a hot start and kind of was put in this position of like, you aren't working hard enough to be that day-to-day player. And she heard that, and just the cage work and the attention to detail. And man, now you can't take her out of the lineup.
Facing the 2-2 after that foul off. Hopped into Cahalan's glove. And South Carolina is going to leave a runner stranded. No score as we go to the second. Watching SEC softball presented by T-Mobile. Last night, a little history for the Florida Gators, and Keegan Rothrock throwing a no-hitter, the third of her career. And Danielle, she didn't even know it until her teammates told her right there.
I know. I think that was probably my favorite part, just the pure shock of like, what? I actually did that? And those are like the little moments you look back on and you just kind of remember, right? It's hard, like I said, to throw a no-hitter. It's pretty unique in this game with how much hitting has continued to evolve. So incredible performance yesterday by the junior Keegan Rothrock. She's just continuing to evolve. I think she's taken a lot of ownership. She's doing a lot of scouting and learning about herself. And in this game, especially year after year, it's like, how do you kind of reinvent yourself a little bit? It's not necessarily I need to have this brand new pitch, but it's like, how much more scouting am I doing? What am I looking into? What are the hitter's tendencies? And just going more in depth with what can make you successful in the circle.
Well, I think it kind of showed too how complete this Florida softball team is, because a lot of talk is about their offense and how good they are nationally, which we saw their offense come up big last night too. But then also to add that pitching piece and Keegan Rothrock's growth, I mean, this is a scary Florida team to face. There's Kendall Grover leading off, the third baseman.
And I think, you know, last year with Keegan Rothrock and her getting hurt and being out for the period that she was, I know they made it to Oklahoma City, but I still don't think she was like at her best even when she came back from injury and got to Oklahoma. So a great opportunity for her, feeling healthy, feeling like she's just rock steady. I'll be curious to see if Ava Brown makes an appearance. I know it's still a little ways out as far as her pitching, but offensively, Ava Brown's in the mix, and you look at the numbers. I mean, they don't lie. Overall, D1, pretty incredible. Those doubles, the hits, second in the nation, like home runs. But I feel like Florida's always known for that.
Yeah, they had a double and a home run. That one sneaks through for Grover. Second hit of the game for this Florida offense.
And she goes down and she gets this. This is an off-speed pitch and just body not fooled whatsoever. Just pulls it straight through the left side. Solid lead off.
And speaking of Ava Brown, here she is, her 6th game back from injury. She was out from February 26th to April 3rd with a lower body injury that the prognosis came back much better than they anticipated when she originally did it. And now they've been working her back. Tim Walton said eventually they'll get her back in the circle, but right now focused on the ABs. She is doing some work in the pitching circle.
And she's someone too that like really stuck through the heart of that injury, knowing she wasn't getting those game reps, but had been so present in bullpens and taking those like dry reps, standing in and just watching with her eyes. And it was super cool to see her get those at bats and just a standing ovation. And I think because people know how much like those types of players mean when not only do they get to step in the box, but the impact that they have on their teammates, right? There's definitely a fear factor with Ava Brown back in the lineup than her not in the lineup.
I think I've watched this clip about 10 times. This was her first game back. I mean, crowd on its feet. I still get goosebumps watching this. I mean, that had to have been, I mean, she said it was just so meaningful for her. She said she felt the love in that moment and she needed the love in that moment. She called it one of the most surreal moments of her career coming back.
And I think those types of moments kind of sum up the grind to get you back in the game was worth it, right? And it is. It's hard when you're out and you're watching your teammates out there get after it and you can't help.
That one stays fair. It hops into Heath's glove. Can't turn 2, but they will get Grover at second.
And Heath over at third, getting her 3rd start of the year with the money throw over to Carly Shelton, and thought maybe they were going to be able to double up with Ava Brown not having a ton of speed up the line, but not able to.
And they will use a pinch runner for Ava Brown, as Callie Matsuno will come in to run. And Cassidy McClellan steps up. Now, Florida's already had 4 on base. Here, still early in this ball game. McClellan yesterday got the scoring going. She was 1 for 1, had the RBI single to put Florida on the board first in the 2nd inning. Finished the night with 2 RBI and 2 walks. McClellan, a player who's in her final season. She was the first ever back-to-back OVC Player of the Year when she was at Eastern Illinois. Solidified that third base spot there and has done so here with the Florida Gators.
It's a good pitch. Like I said, those unpredictable counts. 2-1 going with it. I'd be curious if she'd whip that out again. It's kind of been that one pitch she's really been able to control since she started the game.
Neely Lamb getting the start today after she pitched a 1/3 of an inning in relief yesterday. Carly Shelton tested. And they'll get the lead runner.
Sometimes you have to remember, I know at times pitchers, it's, oh, we want to strike out, and those are kind of money moments. But I also think, like, when you can roll a ground ball on a good pitch in a great location, like, you need to start chalking those up as those feel like strikeouts, especially with, like I said, the attention to detail that the hitters have based on the prep for you on a weekly basis. I mean, you can take a 1,000 cuts off of a pitching machine that's going to throw the exact same spin rate of a Neely Lamb changeup to kind of give you some comfort stepping in the box, knowing you faced it. So I think being able to remember, yeah, strikeouts are cool and you want that, but at the end of the day, man, when I can roll a ground ball and I can get myself out of an inning or get it to my defense, like, those are just the smallest victories that mean so much in the moment too.
2-0 to Ella Wesolowski. Look at Neely Lamb catch him back up. Wesolowski to right field. Jamie McKay scoops it. Scoreless ball game, game 2 of this series between Florida and South Carolina. of the second inning, and South Carolina is coming up to the plate in a scoreless ball game. And we walked in the clubhouse today for South Carolina, and we noticed this banner that had been put up right when you walk in. Make today your best day ever. And Ashley Chastain Woodard told us that that banner, they asked their manager, Maddie Gore, who's got a talent for these things, and an Instagram account, by the way, to make this for this weekend, because that's how they want to come in and make today your best day ever. And that mentality of Flushing last night when they were no hit and coming back out today and going out on the softball field and giving it your all.
Yeah, and I don't know how you can't look at that and not be happy. I mean, all just the little details and the smiley face. And listen, this is the tough game. It is. The SEC is going to humble you in more ways than I think sometimes you realize. But trying to really find that attention to detail and, like, hey, one day at a time. Like, all I can control is today. And try to have that, like, positive attitude. I say this to a lot of athletes that get the opportunity to play in college. Like, think about when you start playing this game and this becomes a dream. You dedicate way more of your time than you get for the 4 years you get to actually play. So it's like you deserve to go out and really enjoy it, even though at times it feels like, oh, it's just.
Tori Inslee will be enjoying that. How about the first hit of the series for South Carolina is a blast from Tori Inslee, her team-leading 8th home run of the season.
So good. Pitch that's just missed, a little elevated, and she just crushes it. Remember watching her last weekend at Tennessee where she also had a big home run, and that's what it's all about, right? Like, can't be worried about the series or game yesterday. It's like, how am I able to go into my next at-bat, my next opportunity, and be as present as possible? And that's the energy you like to see from South Carolina. I know I said this yesterday, but I wanted to see more of it with a lot of game left and in a tight game of 1-0. But hopefully that kind of gets something going through them, especially scoring first.
Yeah, so Lexi Winters is going to come up to follow that, and yeah, maybe that'll give them the juice they needed. Ashley Chastain Woodard said she felt like they did have some good at-bats yesterday. And for them, they call them CPAs, competitive plate appearances. And they felt like those showed up some. Specifically, she mentioned Ariana Rhodey, but Tori Inslee has been one of those players that has been so consistent with CPAs. They track that in the clubhouse. And there's different ways that you can get a CPA. Even a hard hit ball to the outfield that's an out can be a CPA. How about back-to-back? A little home run, and then Lexi Winters taking her back.
And I think, too, those CPA opportunities hold you accountable as an offense, right? And also allow for you in moments where it's like you do something great, like even though it's a line out or something, that's still a really good at bat. Just a base hit doesn't make it a good at bat. You have to be able to, you know that if I line out to someone, that's giving the next man on deck opportunity and showcasing that, like, I got a piece.
And Lexi Shaver is going to pinch run at first base for Winters, who's the catcher. And now one of the changes they made in the lineup today, Natalie Heath, who's playing third base, has been inserted in Tate Davis's spot. Oh, and she's hit by a pitch.
When you could see some slight frustration by Caitlin Oxley in the circle. That's the one thing of this being a right-handed heavy lineup of 7 athletes. Those righties are going to be on the dish, and Coach Walton, I think, is going to be challenging here.
The ruling on the field is a hit by pitch with an award of first base. Florida is challenging whether or not the runner is entitled to first base based on the location of the pitch. It's now under review.
So when you're reviewing a hit by a pitch.
Well, if that bow is hanging over the plate, like, I look at where that is, and if you are hanging over as a pitcher, you still need to be able to get that inside part of the plate. You can crowd the plate all day, but if I'm hanging up over top, that's when it starts to get a little dicey with that. There has to be a good amount to potentially overturn the call, but listen, I always fight for the pitchers in the sense that if you want to crowd the plate on me, I still have the ability to throw to that inside part. So if your elbow is hanging and it hits it, but it's still in the area where pitches could be called strikes. You see, I mean, a little bit of hang, but listen, sometimes with these replay reviews, you want a lot to potentially overturn it. You look at that left elbow, see how it kind of goes out. I don't know if there's going to be enough to overturn it. I don't know.
So what you're looking for is her further out of the box, her elbow over the plate.
Right. So like when you're standing in the box, if my body is over top of the plate or there's any part of my arms or elbow over top of where it could be a strike.
After review, the call on the field has been changed. She's not entitled to first base. The count is now 1 ball, no strikes.
So I love it because
wow,
to
she'll have
me,
to come back.
And that showcases for Caitlin Oxley, like that Walton totally has her back. Like she looked to the dugout right after she threw that pitch and he went out and he challenged that. And I just think that that's key for her to know. Now I get the inside part of the plate, right? And it's going to show to those right-handed hitters that step in the box like, hey, I can still throw in. And you could probably see a good amount of right-handed hitters going up against her that may want to get on the plate to kind of isolate a side, but I love it.
And so Natalie Heath is going to have to get ready to bat again. It'll be no balls and a strike against her.
And you see there's good hang time. Like that arm guard is probably 3 or 4 inches off the elbow with that hang time. It's not hugging.
And Oxley went right back inside.
And they didn't have those back in our day. People weren't
back in your day.
People weren't putting the elbow out.
Yeah, actually it was 1985 or something.
Sometimes it feels like it, but with how the game is changing. But
well, you look great.
Thank you. But you didn't tend to see like a whole lot of like Terminator type gear. You didn't. Like you're seeing a lot of these athletes with the, the sliding mitts and the arm guards, and I love that it's being protected, but if it does hang over the plate and you get hit, that's a good example of like that is something that gets to benefit the pitcher. She's got to go back and she has to hit.
Yeah. So Tim Walton and company out to the circle. Quick pep talk for Caitlin Oxley. Got the start today. She started their midweek game, had one of her best outings, went the distance, struck out 5, only gave up 2 hits and an earned run. Got the win over USF.
That's a good job by Caitlin Oxley to get back in it. 2-0, and she finds herself back in ideal count for her.
Now when Heath ducked out of the way, full count. South Carolina called on Natalie Heath last weekend against Tennessee. They started her at third base in the final 2 games of the series to give Tate Davis a break. And didn't see her last night, but she did get the starting nod today back at third. In that third game against Tennessee last weekend, she was 1 for 3 with a double. It was her first hit since March 1st. So she'll get the free pass anyway.
And that one just rode a little too in. But I will say that, I mean, Heath's still on the plate. And you're seeing some of those righties that are getting on top of it. And at times what that will feel like as a pitcher is almost like they're trying to take away a side of the plate from you. But I also think on the flip side, as a pitcher, this is my plate. I'm still going to come in. If I hit you, I hit you. But I'm going to establish that pitch because to me, that's one of her bread and butter pitches. Her screwball is her money pitch. and that changeup.
So any concern that Oxley has hit 2 batters today?
I mean, the same hitter, no.
No, she hit Rhodey in the first.
Oh, well, yeah. I thought you were talking in this inning, but
No, I didn't.
I don't
we didn't
like-
count the first one.
I don't like the home run to the walk to the hit by pitch. I'd like to see her try to battle back here.
Which is something Keegan Rothrock was so good at last night. When she did issue a free pass, man, she battled right back.
She did, and that was probably the only blemish I would say in Rothrock yesterday was those straight up 4-pitch walks that it's almost like it took her that little bit to get warmed up, and then she was just absolutely back and dialed and cruising, and really fun to sit and talk to pregame just about that performance and, you know, how much she's continued to learn and evolve as a junior pitcher.
Erickson's got it. Light of foot in the air to grab that one. Started off this inning with a solo home run from Tori Inslee. That represents South Carolina's first hit of the series here in Game 2. Lexi Winters walked. Natalie Heath was hit by a pitch. Shea Anderson just retired, and it brings us to Ansley Bennett, who was inserted as the DP.
It kind of feels like this just needs to be more than 1 run scored in this inning with a runner on first and second and none out, and then to pop up the bunt. I know it's not intentional, but it needs to be said. Like, those are the little things. Those are the difference makers, especially when this is a team that's
Pop up in the infield. Erickson called on once again.
It's a team that's trying to find ways to manufacture runs, and when you have those great opportunities, when you see a pitcher struggling, I smell blood in the water. I got to find a way to make you pay or get to you, and you're just not seeing that. An opportunity here with Lelio up at the top.
Well, too, you're facing a Florida team that averages over 8 runs a game. They can put them up.
Exactly, and that always needs to be the mentality. You can never score enough runs, especially when there's been opportunities with runners on base and none out. That needs to be the goal. How do we get them in?
Lelio, this is the top of the order. She had a hard hit ball towards left center in the first inning that was caught by Shoemaker. There it is for Q Lelio. Shaver speeding around. 2 hits in this inning for South Carolina.
And this is exactly what we said pregame in Lelio, and she's going to be an important piece and someone that needs to get after it. And this is a prime example. 2-out hitting is clutch, especially in the SEC. To manufacture another run just gives you more momentum, and that to me is something so big in this game. When the momentum's on your side, you're feeling it, you're swaggy, you're all about it, and that's huge by Lelio in that moment to step up.
Lelio with her 8th double of the season. Man, the first 2 hits of the series have come right here in this inning for South Carolina. Carly Shelton, who's had a hit in 3 of their last 5 games, and leads this team, by the way, in RBI. Ooh, smoked that one, just foul. Carly comes from a very athletic family. She told us one of her earliest softball memories was going to a neighborhood rec field, and her dad would hit ground balls, her mom would throw BP. The whole family went.
A family affair, I love that. And her brother plays at Florida. Her sister had played Softball at Colgate, I mean, listen, that is an athletic family.
Second walk in this inning issued by Caitlin Oxley. And now Ariana Rhodey is going to step up with the bases juiced.
And these are the types of players that when the moment's big, this is who you want up. This is who you expect. Someone Lelio in that situation, and right now with that walk to Carly Shelton, passing the bat to Ariana Rhodey. Like, she is that player. When you think of South Carolina, it's the Gold Glover.
The first Gold Glove winner at South Carolina. And, I mean, Chastain Woodard has said Ariana Rhodey could be a game changer with her bat. They felt really confident in her ABs last night.
Good job by Oxley. Get back in that count. 2-0, bases loaded, finds a way to work it back. Paint in the outside corner.
Ariana Rhodey has carried some pressure, you know. There's pressure on that bat, and the coaching staff is constantly checking in on her. Hey, are you okay? How are you grinding it out? And she's just been so steady, such a pro mentality.
And someone that is able to decipher the difference between playing defense and being that offensive player, right? Like, you can't ever, especially the type of role player she is on defense for them. She's a rock, right? She doesn't take at-bats out there that some Coach Woodard really talks about.
Rhodey to center. Wow, Taylor Shoemaker flips the glove over to make the grab.
Well, Tori Ensley, this is huge. This is her first hit of the series, and it puts South Carolina on the board. They continued some momentum. We got 2 for South Carolina.
Can we talk about that defense a little bit? Taylor Shoemaker's in the on-deck circle, but look what she just did. Bases juiced right here, and she just makes a heck of a grab.
This is so good. She turns and she just books it over the shoulder. This is clutch. Those are like game-saving type catches and feels, right? Knowing if that gets by her, that is 2 to 3 runs that are going to score. So that, gosh, that's clutch. You need to make sure you talk about how good that defense is. And last weekend, she did not play in center field, so she's been moved since the midweek game.
Well, she's been playing in right field.
Yeah, now
and the last couple of weekends, they've moved her to center field. This is Gabby Comia leading off. Beats it out. She's aboard on the first pitch for Shoemaker.
Oh, and so dangerous, right? I love when you have a slapper or triple threat down in the 9 spot. And this is why you turn the lineup over back to Shoemaker up top, and you just have that speed of Comia on the base pass. You see the Florida Gators hunting here to get something going.
Shoemaker looking for her first hit of the series. Had an 8-pitch at bat to start this game. I mean, South Carolina just scored 2, and to come out on the first pitch for Comia to lay down that bunt, how big is that?
Huge. I think it's so huge. They answer back. When you get punched, like, how are you able to fight back? I think that's an important piece, too, with just offense. And
poked out to center by Shoemaker. Her first hit. Comia using her speed, and the throw a little off target. It's 2 in scoring position for the Gators. They've got the tying run at second.
And so good, right? Gabby Comia, she just knows, sees this down, and she just hightails all the way to 3. And that pressure of her going all the way to third base now allows for Taylor Shoemaker to get over to second. You have 2 Gators in scoring position with the opportunity to tie this ball game up on 1 hit.
So Zach Parsons is the pitching coach for South Carolina. You see Jory Hurd working in the pen right now.
And that was one of the questions we asked Coach Chastain Woodard prior to the game. Like, what is the game plan with Jory Hurd? You've seen her go into so many different situations. Is it someone else you would bring in for Neely Lamb? And she said, if we were within, like, you know, obviously the game is close or we have that lead, it would make sense. You tend to see her sometimes come in maybe in the 4th or the 5th inning. Probably Coach Parsons going out buying maybe a little bit of warm-up time out there for Jory Hurd, but be interesting to see when they choose to bring her in here.
It has been back-to-back hits to start this inning for Florida after they gave up 2 runs, including a solo shot in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Oh, and now Jocelyn Erickson has the bat.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
she's good.
Makes it tough. That, I mean, this 1-2-3 punch here up top, really, I'd put them up against anyone with just their power and what they bring to the table that way. It just makes them so dangerous. Shoemaker and what she's able to do, and her numbers last year to this year are absolutely incredible. And then you see Jocelyn Erickson and Kenleigh Cahalan, and I think they actually are going to make that pitching change and bring in their ace, Jory Hurd.
So Jory Hurd trotting out of the bullpen. Pitching change here in Columbia. Neely Lamb is lifted, at least for now. Of course, she could re-enter, made it through 2 innings, gave up 4 hits. And Jory Hurd comes into the game. We saw her get the start last night, and I thought she started really strong.
Yeah, she did. And I think that's something that you would want to remember coming in and just what kind of feels like a little bit of pressure. And I think when you look back on last night, I mean, she hit great corners. I think she really set the tone in the first couple of innings. She was able to paint good corners, the bottom half of the zone. You saw her go upstairs with that rise ball. And it comes down to establishing what that strike zone is, and am I able to get those pitches for strikes? And for the first time through the lineup, I'd say she kind of made Florida look a little bit silly, which to me is not normally what you see against that lineup with how tough they are.
Well, she pitched 5 2/3 innings and struck out 6.
And has quite a lower average against left-handed hitters, which would make sense here to, for sure, bring her in, knowing that 193 average against lefties and 221 against those right-handed hitters. It's definitely a significant difference.
This is Erickson at the plate, obviously a left-handed hitter, and she's got 2 more lefties behind her, Cahalan and Thomas. You see Jory Hurd's ranks this season, and she's kind of been somebody that, not kind of, she is somebody, they make decisions around her this season for the pitching staff.
I think that kind of calmness that she's able to bring through some really high pressure situations is important. I think that's a key piece, right? You don't want a pitcher to get too high or too low. Showing emotion is one thing, but being able to be steady. And when I think of Jory Hurd, that's really what I think of for this team.
Jocelyn Erickson. Goodbye. So smooth. And just like that, Florida has the lead with a 3-run home run from Jocelyn Erickson, her 18th home run of the season. She's 9th in the nation in homers.
Well, and this is a 3-1 count that she has to cruise. You see Lexi Winters have to drift a little bit more over the plate because this missed, and Jocelyn Erickson was ready for it. Her 18th home run of the season. Wow, so impressive. And Florida got punched. And then the bounce back to me, right? From the 9 spot, Comia to be able to drop the bunt, use the speed, put the pressure on, to then the momentum of Shoemaker getting on base and that hard hit, to then Erickson just continuing the momentum.
And now Kenleigh Cahalan, who singled in the first inning. That's what we talked about. I mean, no runs are enough on the board when you're facing a Florida team who averages putting up 8 a game.
Yeah.
They're 9th in the nation in runs per game.
That's a good answer
bouncing back, yeah.
Yeah, Jinx. Really good. 0-2, just painting corners. Listen, it can be gut-wrenching giving up a 3-run home run. It doesn't feel good, but to me, it's always like the response, right? You know, in this league, at times, you're going to get roughed up. You're going to give up that home run every now and again. You're going to have your moments of struggle, but I'm always about, like, hey, how do we respond from it? Can we control what we just did? No. So it's like, why do we carry that into the next pitch? And the next pitch, easier said than done. Hardest part of the game for elite level pitchers is the ones that can do it the quickest and turn the page. Yeah, home run, whatever, boom, next pitch. What's my focus?
Townsend Thomas was critical last night and rolls one out to center here. 3 for 4 last night with a 2-run home run.
This is the team that just, this Florida team seems to feed off of each other really, really well. When they get kind of one thing going, it's like, man, you just like take the lid off the jar and it's just like an explosion. And that's kind of what you've seen here. Similar to almost yesterday a little bit with first inning, you're like, all right, South Carolina pitchers are cruising. And then to me, it's the response from Florida that's been the difference maker.
What kind of jars are you opening that explode?
Ones that my daughter will shake to try to get something going.
Well, Jory Hurd got her on that one. Kendall Grover at the plate. Well, it's a small roster size, too, for Florida. You feel like that impacts their chemistry and their connectivity?
I do. I think you get a whole lot more quality ABs. You don't have a roster of 25 athletes that you're trying to juggle around.
Oh, Lexi Winters backed off of it. I think she thought Ariana Rhodey was coming in. Drops foul.
Well, and you almost kind of, you see Rhodey, you wonder what the communication was, but you also have the base runner running up, and I'm wondering, obviously, if Lexi Winters thought that Ariana Rhodey was going to be calling it. Yeah, that's a mistake. That stinks.
Whose ball is that?
Based on where it dropped, I'd say that's Lexi Winters with the base runner who's also running up the line. In Kendall Grover, you're seeing Ariana Rhodey have to try to maneuver to not hit the runner as well. So I got to go with that's Winters' ball.
And Hurd gets her second strikeout. Remember, just entered the game in this inning.
And that's a good response, too. And that, to me, is picking up your teammates, right? Knowing 10 out of 10 times someone has to make that catch. They don't. But how can I have their back in the circle and find a way to get the big-time strikeout? Climbing the ladder. Jory Hurd. Love to see it.
Now with Townsend Thomas at first, it's Ava Brown. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second. Just drops fair for Ava Brown. Thomas holds at third.
And just finding some green. This is up the very end of the bat. Curveball outside part of the plate. Finds some green, drops in. Base hit for Ava Brown. And another runner in scoring position with Townsend Thomas.
The umpire went over to the South Carolina dugout, and now
when he had reiterated, you can go out there and have a conversation with your pitcher because it's a new pitcher, right? Like they already, you know, Coach Zach Parsons had gone out and had a conversation with Neely Lamb. So I think there was this moment of, oh, if we call time again, does that mean that Jory Hurd has to be taken from the game? But no, it's a new pitcher. And I think for Coach Browder to go out and just kind of connect with everyone. I think slow the game down a little bit, right? Like this innings just feel like it's gone really quick, and all of a sudden there's 3 runs up on the board here for Florida, but reiterating, hey, we have 2 outs. This is important to keep us where we're at, go out, fight, and just get after it.
We entered this inning, and South Carolina had a 2-0 lead. And then just like that, Comia starts out with a bunt to get on. Shoemaker follows her with a single, and then Jocelyn Erickson follows that with a 3-run home run. 3 runs and 5 hits in this inning for Florida. Cassidy McClellan. She's got runners on the corners. Well, Desiderio is going to take second. And pinch running for Ava Brown.
Well, we saw this exact same thing happen twice yesterday, and it's the way Jory Hurd turns. Her body and her momentum, like, will go a little bit towards that base. So it's like wanting to force a pitcher to have to throw the ball overhand. Carly Shelton was in a spot where she tried to quickly underhand it, but just putting that extra pressure on. Listen, sometimes forcing a pitcher to have to throw under or overhand after they've continued to go under, and I'm speaking from experience, it's hard to just quickly turn and make that throw. I know pitchers are athletes, but sometimes you can try to test them, and she's been tested multiple times. It's the third time that we've seen the Florida Gators kind of expose that piece of the way she turns when she's out there.
I got 2 stolen bases off of it last night. And just got a third here. Cassidy McClellan, blast off! How about 2 3-run homers for the Gators in this inning?
McClellan was ready for it. She turns on it. Not a horrible spot. I think this is on the inner half, and she's just ready for it. Not fooled whatsoever. It's a good piece of hitting.
6 runs on 6 hits in this inning for Florida. And now Ella Wesolowski, the only player in the lineup that has yet to bat in this inning for Florida.
And sometimes you're going to have those moments as a pitcher, right? And you just look at the amount of pressure cooker innings that you've seen Jory Hurd throw in and be successful. You're going to have the days where sometimes it just doesn't work, or you have your struggles, or a team is seeing you maybe a little bit better. And at times, those are the hardest games to rewire and remember who you are, right? Like, it's like, oh man, I had 2 home runs in this inning. Like, yeah, it sucks and not great, but like, how do I refocus on me being great and knowing that I'm an elite level pitcher?
Jamie McKay will grab this, but 2 3-run home runs in the 3rd inning give Florida their first lead, and it's a 6-2 lead. We'll talk to their head coach when we come back. It'll be here before you know it. Mayhem is coming up. We still got a lot of softball in the regular season left to be played. And here in Columbia, game 2 of this series, Florida put up 6 runs in the top of the 3rd inning, and we're joined by their head coach, Tim Walton. And Coach, what stood out about your at-bats in that last inning to you?
I mean, to be honest with you, I thought the 2 previous innings we had good at-bats. I thought we would grind it through, had some good at-bats, and nothing to really show for it. A couple of hard contacts, Kenley and Kendall. But obviously there, the 2-out, 2 RBI, or 2-out, 2-strike home run by Cass, and then the bomb by Jocelyn Erickson, just really good. We needed that. Obviously, we didn't have a great second inning on the defensive side.
Coach, I know you guys are making the pitching change, but I have a question about last inning with Oxley and that hit by pitch, and then you're doing the replay review on that. What are the conversations like when you have those righties that really hang over the dish on a pitcher like that who tends to want to favor the inner half?
Yeah, well, I think that that's a good it's a good tactical advantage at times, but that's what replay's for, to help us. If they're occupying their spot and doing their thing, hey, go ahead, do your thing. I mean, that's part of the game.
Yeah.
To me, if you're going to hang over and you're going to go a little extra and you lose that inner half of the plate just by by virtue of contact, then that's what the replay's for. So I think we just leave it to the officials, the replay booths, things like that. But change nothing. If you can't throw inside, you know that. If you can't throw inside in this league, you got no shot.
Yep.
Thanks,
Love
Coach. We appreciate it.
Go Gators.
And so we do have a new pitcher. Olivia Miller is going to head out. Lefty in the circle here for Florida.
Yeah, bringing the junior in. Pretty good stat line, if you ask me. 5-0 has that 1.60 ERA, someone that they'll bring in. She has that backdoor curveball as well as that sweeping curveball as well. Being a lefty, if you don't have a curveball, I don't know what's up with that, because that's what makes lefties so good. No, I mean that. Like, lefty pitchers have an advantage every single day because there's just not as many of them.
Right.
They're kind of like those unicorns a little bit, where when you get one that can spin it really well, they're tough to face. But she does a good job of painting both sides, can mix in that off speed a little bit.
Olivia Miller in her junior campaign, but freshman year actually threw 2 perfect games. Got a career record of 12-0.
When I always love looking at the breakdown of like hitters versus arms, right? And Jamie McKay has that 400 average. 2 of her home runs are off of left-handed pitchers. And
high hopper right over Olivia Miller. It'll bounce out to center. And if you're South Carolina, that's what you need. You can't worry about last inning. It's over.
It's huge. And she takes this hitter's count. It's 2-1, curveball left a little bit too much over the plate. And just barrels it, takes it right back where it's pitched, up the middle, and that's a good lead off. Listen, everything's about answering back.
Tori Ensley started off the second inning with a bang, a solo shot for her team-leading 8th of the season. Cahalan. Gators looking for 2. Got it. Bang, bang. 16 double plays for the Gators. We saw them turn 1 last night.
And this is just such a momentum killer, right? Like, just got jammed up, and the 6-4-3 is just so quick, the way that they're able to turn it with Cahalan to Comia to Erickson at first. Just so smooth.
This Florida defense just so solid. I mean, they're 3rd in the nation in fielding percentage coming into the weekend. Just added another double play. Lexi Winters got herself a base hit. She has reached twice today now with a hit, a walk back in the second. Third baseman Natalie Heath up against Olivia Miller, who entered for the first time to start this inning in relief of Caitlin Oxley. Heath, somebody that's battled injuries throughout her career. Her first 2 seasons, she only made a total of 4 appearances because she was injured. But last year saw her 33 starts as the DP. Highlighted by a game-winning home run off of Nyjah Kennedy.
Not everyone can say that.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Cahalan's got it. And a third inning highlighted by 6 runs from the Florida offense and then a double play by their defense. Gators on top.
Everything that they needed to do.
Want to mess around with this OU. It is gone!
She slams it into the ground.
Tomorrow, get ready for a couple of games. Arizona, LSU, Oklahoma, Texas. But hey, don't forget tonight. Last night was absolutely wild.
Listen, it was East Coast time, so I watched FSU put up the 6th spot and really was like, game over, sleep timer on, passed out. What? Instantly texted Scarborough in the morning, are you kidding me? Like, Kevin Brown and her on that call, insane. And then to give away the golden ticket to Taryn Kern.
I mean, what a night for them.
Would have felt different receiving it, not winning. Like, to win it in that fashion like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was insane. And then Oklahoma won. By the way, that also. But I mean, both of those games were really fun.
Both like rain delays.
Yeah.
There was a rain delay.
You know what? It's beautiful here.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Can't complain.
We got a new pitcher in the circle. Josie Marin has come in for South Carolina. This will be the 3rd arm that they've used today. And she starts off at the bottom with Gabby Comia for Florida.
That was definitely something that Coach Chastain Woodard had mentioned, with just more of a little bit all hands on deck type situation. I know you tend to see Emma Friedel and Neely Lamb and Jory Hurd, but there will probably be some other opportunities for some of our other pitchers to go into the ball game today.
Comia led off the last inning as Florida batted around, had 2 3-run home runs to take their first lead. And by the way, when Florida hits a home run this season, 33-4.
Wow.
Not terrible.
No.
Comia placing it in the right spot to roll it up the middle. And that is back-to-back innings. She's had a hit. 2 for 2 day for Comia.
Yeah, just so good in that 9 spot. The pressure put on the defense with the speed that she has, with the pop off the bat as well. I think it's so legit to have someone down there that can turn the lineup over to someone like Taylor Shoemaker right now. And it's back-to-back big out of the 9 spot leadoff base hits.
You know, we were talking to Tim Walton about Taylor Schumacher, and he said her bat speed's about 5 to 7 miles per hour more than when she started. And he's been so impressed with her control of that, because sometimes when your bat gets going a little faster, it's going to feel a lot different, I would imagine.
Well, and someone too that, you know, and Kenleigh Cahalan, like they're so focused on like just the great mechanics of their swing. It's not like, oh, I need to go and like hit the long ball or this or that, but like perfecting the craft of the swing. But someone that can hit to all fields just like does such a good job of that piece. To me, it's what makes her one of the most dangerous hitters, and to carry the momentum of what she had last year as a freshman to this year. I mean, a 462 average and continuing that, like to hit over 400 is pretty insane. I know that sounds funny, but to do it as a sophomore when everyone has all that information that they had on you from the following year, winning the NFCA Freshman of the Year, like it's gonna be more of a target on your back for pitchers knowing, but she's just taking it with that like bring it on mentality. You love to see it.
3 balls and a strike from Marin. And that'll be ball 4 and a free pass for Taylor Shoemaker. 2 aboard for the Gators. Last time at the plate, Jocelyn Erickson made this look too easy.
So good. This was her 18th home run of the season. Just calm as ever.
48 career home runs for Erickson as South Carolina is looking to the bullpen.
And I do really chalk up the fact that Erickson's had a lot more rest on the lower half today with Wesolowski on this team, and knowing she doesn't have to do the daily grind of being the catcher day in and day out. She gets opportunities to catch for sure, but she also gets to play first base. I think that saves her legs, and I think for where this team's trying to go, they want to go back to Oklahoma City, but they don't want to be 2 in Q. They want to find a way to really do some damage in Oklahoma City, and a fresh Jocelyn Erickson, fresh legs is a big piece of that too.
Yeah, and her resume, you know, it's pretty stacked if you were to look her up on LinkedIn. Women's College World Series champion with Oklahoma in 2023. And then the last 2 years, not only has she made Women's College World Series appearances with Florida, but also Gold Glove winner.
Yeah, and like I said, I've really loved watching her play defense over at first base. You know what you're going to get with her in the catching department, but for her to be able to be that player at first, I think is important. And then on the flip side, when you think of the Florida Gators, like I think of an Amanda Lorenz and her name in the hat for potentially trying to be on that 2028 roster, and potentially Skylar Wallace. Like there's some good Gators that are trying to do some damage and go to LA, which technically will be in Oklahoma City for the Olympics. But
oh yeah, that's right.
Some, you know, good opportunities there. I will say go Canada, but
yeah,
go Canadian.
Okay, wow, way to
Team
bring the mood
Canada.
down.
I had to at least like just,
understand.
you know, let the people know.
She's got a bronze medal. Julie Kelly's in the circle now. 4th pitcher that we've seen from South Carolina today. Now, this is a South Carolina staff. They have 7 pitchers that have a win on the season, so they can go pretty deep, but using all the arms today.
Well, and I think, too, with Josie Marin and then just the base hit to the walk to understanding the importance of trying to keep Florida where they're at. And I think bringing in someone new and giving them an opportunity is important here, too.
Kelly spent last year, her freshman year, at Kentucky, where she made 24 appearances and 10 starts. And she's going to enter this game and face Jocelyn Erickson. Two runners on for Florida via a hit and a walk.
Jocelyn Erickson's also high on my list to potentially get a golden ticket. And I don't have any idea who's getting any of them, but when I think of someone, to me, I feel like she's got to get one.
Yeah. We do not have one up in the booth, just for the record.
I have one at my house, and my daughter the other day.
Why do you have one at your house?
Well, because I got one at the draft.
Will you be, are you coming back?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I just really wanted one to take. They're really cool. Amanda took one. Don't isolate me. I love having that golden ticket. Willy Wonka.
I've got the golden ticket. These have been handed out. We need to add, we actually need to update this from last night too, right?
Oh yeah, Taryn Kern, Stanford.
That was a late night.
That was a late night. Pretty special, though. Amanda Scarborough got to walk down from calling the game and then got to hand that out. I asked her if her heart rate was elevated. She said no. She was going from the momentum of the game, and she had given one out last year to Emily Kennedy at Texas A&M, so she figured out what that was going to be like.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Full count to Jocelyn Erickson from Julie Kelly, who just entered the circle for South Carolina. Erickson already has a 3-run home run today. Make it 2! Jocelyn Erickson has 2 3-run home runs today.
Wow. So good. Listen, this pitch missed over the heart of the plate, and she does not miss those types of pitches. Wow. That's tough to do. 2 3-run home runs, not too shabby.
By the way, she is 5th now in career home runs at Florida. What a day. At one point, South Carolina was up 2-0 in this game, and then Florida exploded for 6 runs in the 3rd inning. They had 2 3-run homers there. Now they have 3 3-run homers for the game.
Well, and what's the one thing that I said to you that hurts? It's when you do give up anything more than that solo shot, right? The 2-run home runs, the 3-run home runs, they hurt you, and you're seeing that in the score. One player has 6 RBIs up on the board from 2 swings. And sometimes the things that put those runners on base, whether it's a hit by pitch or a leadoff base hit or a walk, they add up over time. And when you cruise a pitch to someone like Jocelyn Erickson, they make you pay.
Shea Anderson is able to get the lead runner, but Townsend Thomas is going to reach. And that's just the first out in this inning. By the way, Erickson has 6 3-run home runs this season. She's had 3 or more RBI 10 times in a game.
Wow.
Does she get a golden ticket?
I mean, we were manifesting it. I feel like I'm pretty good at that.
That is one of your top 5 skills, manifesting
is.
things, specifically parking spots when we need one.
It is the power of, I remember Erica Piancastelli in Athletes Unlimited talking about that back in 2020. Said on ESPN, manifestation is real. So I've kind of put that superpower into existence, especially with parking spaces. I do get anxious about that, especially at breakfast brunch.
You did great. Kendall Grover at the plate. This has been 9 unanswered runs by Florida. Speaking of parking, the last time we were in this parking lot, I locked the keys in the car.
You did do that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I got to ride back with someone else. I didn't even wait it out with you.
It's fine. Heath in foul territory makes the grab. 2 down. I thought that was warranted, that you left.
Yeah, Super Regionals. Well, you were really pushing me to go. I said
Yeah.
I'll stay with you and to make that red, really clear.
Even with how smart cars are these days, you can lock the keys in the car.
Yes, you can. I don't think you can in a Tesla, though. Your phone is the key. I guess you could leave your phone in the car, but...
Well... It's Julia Desiderio. The South Carolina transfer who entered a pinch run, and then for Ava Brown had to stay in. They've lifted Ava Brown a couple of times to pinch run as she's still working back from that injury. And Desiderio got her first start of the season against USF on Wednesday. She had a couple of great plays for Florida in their weekend series, and Tim Walton told us, I just got to reward that for how hard she worked, how good those plays were.
Yeah, that was something that stood out to me on the call, too. They have a pretty consistent 1 through 9 lineup, and then there's opportunities where you'll get that pinch hit or something will happen late in a ball game, and you step up. And I love the way that he said that. You need to reward that, like being ready for the moment when your name's called. At times, there really is nothing harder than being a pinch hitter, right? How am I able to stay ready in the dugout and all those little things? So when your name is called and you're locked in, it's cool to see that she got rewarded for that.
Now she's going to get on as Cassie McClellan back up.
I think the one thing that has been a little bit taxing on the pitchers today for South Carolina is just falling behind, right? Like, tend to start a little bit more 1-0 or a 2-0 and work your way back. And I mean, that with a lineup like Florida, when you're seeing them make those quick adjustments, right? Like you saw South Carolina punch first, and then Florida said, no way, we're going to try to get back into this fight right away. And it's when they get pitches in and around the plate that they're able to crush, especially those hitters counts pitches. One thing that is always interesting, at times I wonder why more hitters don't swing early in the count, because I remember how important it was for me as a pitcher to get ahead of you, because I knew I didn't want to fall behind. How much harder that part is when I get 2-0 on you. I know I got to groove something. Which is funny because Kevin Brown said that on the broadcast last night. The home run by Taryn Kern was a first pitch swing.
Ooh, yep.
And I know we talk a lot about that. Every 1 in 25 at-bats, Taryn Kern would swing first pitch. And she did in that moment, and then obviously, you know, golden ticket winner. But just like a cool stat, like hearing that, like understanding in a moment where you got ribbies on, you need to step up, got out of her comfort zone, swung first pitch.
A full count here to Cassidy McClellan, who had a 3-run home run the last time she was up at the plate.
The one thing, too, you'll just see with hitting these days as a whole is obviously good understanding of the strike zone, but the ability to foul off a lot of pitches and make for a lot more lengthier at-bats for pitchers where they have to be locked in every single pitch. You can't take a pitch off.
Thomas comes across, and it makes it 10-2 Florida. An 8-run lead here in the top of the 4th.
Well, and this was the 7th pitch of the at-bat, and she was locked in. Pitch on the inner half, left a little bit, and just takes it right back up the middle. Man, Florida really pouring it on here, Court, and finding ways to just have scrappy at-bats, force a pitcher to throw something a little bit more over the plate.
Ella Wesolowski up. Runners on the corners now. Wesolowski's such a cool story because the first thing that Tim Walton told her was, I'm not recruiting you to be Jocelyn Erickson's backup. I'm recruiting you because you're good enough.
And I want you to compete. and she wasn't scared of that. A lot of people that would be coming in would be like, oh, well, I play the same position as one of the, you know, best Gators to have played, one of the most well-known players in the country right now, but not fearing that aspect. I love the competing part about it. I get better, you get better. I'm trying to be where you're at, and there was no intimidation with that piece, and I think that they've both been able to rely on each other for that piece. I think Jocelyn Erickson can probably stand there and say, man, she's taken some innings off these legs, which I can very much appreciate moving forward in SEC tournament and into the postseason. But I'm sure it's made Wesolowski that much better too, getting to be around her on a daily basis and continue to grow and evolve at her craft too.
Yeah, Coach Walton said she came in with a great foundation, a great skill set. He actually is friends with someone she worked with in her younger days when she was training, so he knew that foundation was going to be good. Spent a couple of seasons at Mississippi State. Played a variety of roles last year, catcher, right field, and DP. 23 starts last season for Mississippi State. Hops into Heath's glove, and there is out number 3, but 4 runs put on the board, highlighted by another 3-run homer from Jocelyn Erickson. We'll talk to Ashley Chastain Woodard when we come back to Columbia. You're watching SEC Softball presented by T-Mobile. Bottom of the 4th inning, Florida up 10-2 on South Carolina. We're joined now by South Carolina head coach Ashley Chastain Woodard. And Coach, what are some of the conversations you guys are having in the dugout right now as you get set to go back out there and face Olivia Miller?
Yeah, I mean, just to stay professional and, you know, keep having good at-bats. So we just need to stay professional here and, you know, take it pitch to pitch and, you know, and act like a pro and get whatever we can out of it right now is have some good at-bats here. We're going to lead off a pinch hitter here. So, you know, just keep playing the game.
You know, I heard someone in the dugout yelling, I don't know if it was a coach, but like just trying to like keep it simple. How much is that an explanation to the group of not trying to like overthink the bigger picture, but just trying to like simplify it as much as they can?
Yeah. I mean, I thought we had a lot of offense there early in the game, and unfortunately the game got away from us on the other side of the ball. But yeah, I mean, I think keeping it simple is really the best thing for us to do at the moment.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that pinch hitter that Coach Chastain Woodard mentioned is Nia McKnight, who will step in and bat in the 8th spot where Shea Anderson was. And yeah, you can't get it all back with one swing.
Yeah, you have to try to keep it simple. But I mean, I hate to say it, they got to score to stay in the ball game in the next 2 innings, right? Or after the 5th inning, it would be that run rule. But it's, I know that just the grind of maybe not playing the way that you want to. There's just been so many moments for South Carolina throughout the SEC where they've been so close, right? There's been tight ball games, and it's just kind of what has been that difference maker and trying to get everyone on the same page and not overthinking it. And, you know, it sounds cliche, but it's like when you really can just kind of remember your why you play the game. I know that sounds silly, but it's the pressure of some of the things in the season can mount on you and wear on you.
McKnight hops that one to Gabby Comia, and she's retired.
They are, you know, Coach Chastain would have mentioned before, you know, the game, like their one word that they constantly use is like steadfast. They're trying to just stay like locked in, not too high, not too low. And one thing that's really kind of hit home for me over the course of the last couple weeks for them, it's just like trusting the work, even though it may not seem like it's showing up in a moment, or it's like, what is your attention to detail on that piece? And what do you do outside of this to kind of get you in that fresh state of mind to be able to go and attack the day? Like all of those little things mean a big difference, especially when you do struggle. I think sometimes the hardest thing as a collegiate athlete is when you struggle, what do you need? No one can tell you what you need. You have to know in moments, especially for pitchers, like what does my Monday look like? Who am I talking to? What is my workout plan? Because once you kind of move on to that next phase of potentially getting to play the game at the professional level, if some of them want to do it, you don't have someone that's telling you what to do. You have to internally know all those little things about yourself in the game.
Ainsley Bennett strikes out. Olivia Miller gets her first K today, and top of the order with Q Lilio. You know, I did think it was interesting. Coach Woodard told us, you know, last night before today's game, they had a lot of discussions. They talked about, as you mentioned, steadfast. That's a word that they've used a lot. But they also talked about their path. Lilio high, hopper. Grover overthrows Erickson at first, and Lilio's going to dive into second.
Just putting some pressure on that defense. You see Grover over and just kind of airmails that. Erickson has no chance of getting to that. Lilio making her way over to 2.
She'll get a single and then advance on the error to second base. But going back to their conversations, they talked about their path, and she said they're reading a book by John Gordon right now, and he mentions the lack of communication can lead to negative assumptions. So she wanted to lay out, you know, what they thought they needed to do postseason-wise as they gear up towards Mayhem. Have those conversations, be open with her team.
It is, that's a really great point. Like, you can't just assume. You need to be able to all be on the same page and sometimes have those hard conversations of where we're at, where we're trying to go, and not talking about it doesn't make it any better. I think it kind of gives me comfort of like maybe the adjustments I would individually have to make, or where we are as a team and how we can continue to get better. And
(0-2) from Miller to Shelton. Carly Shelton towards left field. Townsend Thomas underneath it. And Florida still has an 8-run lead. They'll look to add to it in the top of the 5th. the best in the game. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. This was not a hard decision. When you have 2 3-run home runs in one game, you're going to get this award. Jocelyn Erickson, everyone.
Yeah, I'd have to agree on that. She just continues to keep doing Jossie Erickson things. Man, that's impressive. 2 at-bats, 6 ribbies. It's just another day for her.
Just another day at the office on the road. Florida's offense, I mean, they were down 2-0 in this game, and then they just said, watch out, here we come in the 3rd inning. They scored 6 runs off of 2 home runs, 2 3-run home runs, and then Jocelyn Erickson had another 3-run home run in the 4th inning. Now, they're up 10 right now. Remember, the run rule is up 8 after 5 innings. We will play the bottom of this inning, but any insurance, I think, Florida would take an extra run just to secure that 8+ run lead. And KG Favors is in the circle now for the first time as South Carolina continues to unload its bullpen. Now this season, Florida has outscored opponents 111-31 in the 3rd and 4th innings. So about, you know, second time through the lineup.
That's when you tend to see like great teams find ways to adjust, the ones that can do it the fastest on you, right? Like, okay, man, how'd she beat me that first time through? And how can I find a way that next at bat to make it as challenging as I can on her?
Comia, hard hit ball to Rhodey, and she's retired. It's kind of strange that she has led off the last 3 innings. That's it. It's just letting you know.
It didn't work out like our other 2, though.
Well,
in the
top of the order with Taylor Shoemaker. Shoemaker has had a hit and a walk today, and also a monster grab in center field. A position she has just moved over to the last couple of weekends.
I like it. Favors coming in, gets the lead out, and gets ahead of Shoemaker, 1-2.
And KG Favors, a 3-time state champ out of Orange Beach, Alabama, was a 3-time State of Alabama high school MVP. She's one of 6 kids. Her dad would drive her 3 hours for softball practice. It's a heck of a drive.
Dang.
It's about here to Atlanta, I think.
You say how many times a week?
Don't know that. Thanks for asking.
Well, now that my kid's in it, we go a couple times a week, and it's about 1 hour 10 each way.
Oh, God.
I know. That's why I was very curious.
Shoemaker sneaks it by Shelton. She's got her 2nd hit today. Looking at this Florida team today, how complete do you think this team is? And are they a team that can make a deep run in the postseason?
I think so. I think my only hesitation would be, besides Rothrock, do they have someone else that they would really be able to like throw into the fire and they'd be okay? Because that person has been Ava Brown, and we don't know really when she's going to get that part of her game going. I just see that upward trend in the game where it's really hard to go far without what feels like 2 solid aces. And listen, I know it's not an SEC team, but I could say that about Texas Tech. I don't think Texas Tech is as good right now without Caitlin Terry and how she's been able to be there to help Nyjah Kennedy, right? Like, you need a little bit of help to get you where you're trying to go. And it's not that these pitchers don't want the ball, but I just think with how good hitting is and how much prep and how much work goes into preparing for you in the circle, it is really tough to throw 3 games in an SEC series and come out with 3 wins individually. You don't see it.
Jocelyn Erickson with another hard hit ball. This one won't go over the fence, but it rolls to it. And she's got a double. 2 home runs and a double today for Jocelyn Erickson.
But I definitely think this is a team that is extremely dangerous, is going to host a regional, looking pretty good to host a super regional. Like, I mean, that RPI top 10 is so key. Bama, you saw what they did last weekend, taking 2 of 3. I actually don't know who won the Arkansas-Mississippi State game.
Kinley Cahalan over the fence. It's 4 home runs today for the Gators.
And that's 3 3-run home runs for Florida. Wow, but
that's 4 3-run home runs for Florida.
So good, but it comes. Do you see where the pitch missed? It was right down, right down Main Street, right? Like, if you go back, the amount of footage that I watch on pitchers and in True Media as I prep for the weeks, when pitchers miss over the heart of the plate is when they really, really get hit hard. When they hit good spots, you know, sometimes you tip your cap, a hitter will come up and be able to, you know, really turn on a pitch, heat on the hands, sit on a change. But it's when you miss over the heart is when they make you pay. So something to think of as a pitcher, it's just my attention to detail on really understanding I got to hit spots. I want to throw hard. I want to be able to command the change, but like corners and quadrants and up and in to down and away with the intention of really being able to hit spots like 9 out of 10 times at this level. It's not easy. And like I said earlier, you're seeing a team like Florida today like foul off a ton of pitches and make you work as a pitcher. The 6th, the 7th, the 8th pitch of an at-bat. But as a pitcher, when they're making you work, can you not take that next pitch off and really continue to keep honing in on, you know, great spots? I can only control the next pitch. I can only control the next pitch. And how much can you simplify that part?
By the way, for Kinley Cahalan, she has now got a single-season career high in RBI. Already had it in home runs and doubles. And Townsend Thomas takes her bag. She's walked by Favors. Man, what a turn of events for South Carolina. I felt they started this game off so good. They had a 2-0 lead in the 2nd inning. A solo shot by Tori Ensley and then an RBI double for Quincy Lelio. But that's when Florida just opened the can, and 6 runs in the 3rd, 4 runs in the 4th, now 3 runs here in the 5th thanks to that 3-run shot from Kinley Cahalan. And it's been a total of 4 homers today for the Gators. All 3-run home runs.
It's going to hurt you.
Yeah, well.
It's hurting them. I mean,
that's some analysis right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they pay me the big bucks. That's why they put me with you. I want to simplify it for you.
That's what we need to know.
I want to simplify it for you.
Well,
solo shots, you can live with those, but multiple home runs with 2-3 runs, yeah, it just adds up really quick with how good this Gator team can swing it.
This is Madison Walker. She was the DP yesterday. Now in a pinch hitter situation today. couple of seasons at Missouri for Madison Walker. She's hitting about 100 points higher, actually, than she did in her career at Missouri. Getting some more individual work. Remember that smaller roster for Florida. Means you're getting some few more reps, getting a little bit more attention. Back-to-back walks now. Florida's got 16 run rule wins this season, and remember the rule, up 8 runs after 5 innings. We'll play the bottom of this inning, but they've got some insurance thanks to that 3-run shot.
I did find out the score of the Arkansas-Mississippi State
would you like to tell us?
Julia told me, and it was 8-0 Arkansas. They put up Faircloth, got the loss.
Wow.
I know, I'm curious if that's the most runs she's given up.
8-0.
8-0. So they're going to go to a rubber match tomorrow. Yeah. I do know that Carlin Pickens threw a no-hitter against Kentucky.
Let's go.
I know. I just wanted to
Former Lady
save the
Vol
best for
did not
last.
play. Just
looks like you could have been, though.
disclosure.
You would have been speedy on the base pass.
I mean, yeah.
Could have seen you playing right.
Be a good culture piece.
For sure you would. That's why I like you so much.
Yeah. For the culture. That one hops away from Shea Anderson at short. So Desiderio is on. Bases loaded for the Gators. They'll give her a hit. Cassidy McClellan here.
And they actually found out from JMac the Hogs were getting no hit through 4 innings. And they scored 8 to run rule Mississippi State in the 5th. Oh. What? I gotta go back and watch that.
Yeah, that's a good plane watch on the way home.
It is a good plane watch. No hit through 4 to then go up and put up 8.
No big deal.
I mean, we've seen a lot. We've seen 4 3-run home runs today. It can happen.
Cassidy McClellan had one of those 3-run home runs. It was in the 3rd inning. Her 9th home run of the season. She's got 4 RBI today. Smacked it hard to center. Thomas comes home. Tack on one more for Florida. 14-2. It's been 14 unanswered runs scored by the Gators.
When you see the infield pulled in here and just takes it right back up the middle.
Ella Wesolowski. She's the only Gator not to reach today. I'm hoping to reverse announcer jinx her.
Well, this is a Gator team that I was listening to the Softball America podcast with Gray Robertson and Tara Henry a couple weeks ago, and he was just talking about this Gator team and how much live at-bats they get. I mean, every Wednesday, he was saying, in the fall, and they're constantly getting live at-bats off of each other, making it just so incredibly hard. I think maybe even they do that, like, still. And I just think it keeps you sharp. Not only does it keep your pitchers humbled, but you could say the same thing about the hitters. Like when you're going up and facing, you know, Keegan Rothrock, Red, Caitlin Oxley, and Olivia Miller, like constantly you're making them better, but you're also making yourself better.
Hops to Anderson, and that's out number 2. So Wesolowski will reach. Did you like throwing to your teammates?
I did, because it was really competitive. Like, I enjoyed that part of it. Sometimes I didn't like how competitive I would get when they would get hits, or when, you know, you want to bust someone in and high and tight. You got to remember it's your teammate. You don't want to hurt them. We didn't do it all the time, but we did a little bit more in the fall. I didn't mind it. I think if you ask my teammates, they probably didn't like it.
Yeah, I would guess not.
Daniel won't talk to me for the rest of the day. Got a hit offer. No, I'm just kidding. That was not me. I do remember one time where Coach Glasso told me I had to hold back the change. And we had a player named Hooch Fagali, and me not having that pitch, I remember throwing something else and she hit a comebacker at me so hard. And I was scared for my life there. I said, you took my best pitch away, my change. They're just only going to sit hard. And I don't think I ever threw live after that against the team. That was my senior year. Hooch Fagali.
Yeah.
You got a good laugh out of that.
I just wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, she played first for us. She caught a little bit.
And don't forget, we got some SEC baseball coming up. Arkansas, Alabama. We'll get you there when we're done here. It's Gabby Comia at the plate right now for the Gators. Scored 15 unanswered runs, starting with a rally in the 3rd inning when they were down 2-0. And a win today would give them the series, the 5th SEC series win for Florida this year. And they're going to get Wesolowski over at first base for out number 3. Well, South Carolina's got 3 outs to work with as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning.
SEC Softball is presented by T-Mobile, America's best network.
17 hits today for the Florida Gators. They put up 15 runs, and they have had 4 3-run home runs. That's what you need to know about how Florida has scored 15 unanswered. They're up 15-2 on South Carolina and 3 outs away from a run rule and picking up their 5th SEC Series win of the season.
Yeah, and I want to say that this is the most runs scored this season in an SEC game by these Florida Gators. They definitely have poured it on. That 3rd inning, that 6th spot, they answer back.
And last night, it was Keegan Rothrock for Florida throwing a no-hitter against the South Carolina Gamecocks. It was the first no-hitter at Florida since she did it in 2024. It was her 3rd career no-hitter. Now Ariana Rhodey leading off. Oh, hopped away from Thomas, just enough to let Ari Rhodey advance.
This is a good hot shot by Ariana Rhodey. Just kind of caught Townsend Thomas on her heels a little bit, not able to glove that up.
So a hit for Rhodey brings us to Jamie McKay. Florida, of course, is up 8 or more runs, so these are the last 3 outs South Carolina has to work with to catch back up and cut that deficit to under 8, or this game is over. Cahalan goes down for it. 1 away.
And that's back-to-back, like just absolute line shots. You saw Rhodey to left, you saw that by Jamie McKay. I mean, sometimes you gotta tip your cap in a situation like that where you're like, dang it, like that's a good piece. Nothing you can do. CPA.
Competitive plate appearance.
Yeah.
Slow hopper to Cahalan. Can't get 2, but they do get the 2nd out. They have turned a double play today. That was back in the 3rd. So Lexi Winters will step in with the final out here for South Carolina, unless they get a big rally going. Cahalan all day. And 4 blasts highlight a big-time win for Florida, their 5th SEC Series win as they take down South Carolina 15-2 here in Game 2.
Yeah, I mean, they poured it on. 4 3-run home runs. Wow, offense on point.
And Jocelyn Erickson with 2 of those 3-run home runs. And the Gators picking up a run rule win, a 15-2 decision in favor of Florida. They're your series winners.